much. Now, quickly shifting focus to another development, which was a sad, tragic development at the Al Maktoum Airport in Dubai. This was the venue for the Dubai Air Show starting on the 17th of November 2025 to the 21st of November. Today was the last day, and this is a picture of one of the three Tejas Mk1s that was participating in there on behalf of Bharat that suddenly crashed. This is the flight. This is one of the pictures where those who are watching this air show from the audience enclave and the galleries were recording this, and they were shocked when this flight suddenly crashed. It just came down on an arc and then crashed. Now this is the other part. Now you see this, a maneuver is happening, and suddenly it crashes. So let's look at this carefully. This is the maneuver. This is the spin of the aircraft, and it is flying upside down. It had been doing these sorties and these maneuvers for a while, for a few days, since 17th. All these three had impressed along with the entire Surya Kiran show. That was cancelled because of this, on the last day. Every day they had been performing. This is the aircraft, and there you go. It's flat, it's low, and it's crashed with the belly into the sand, and then it's dragged down for about 400 to 500 feet. All the debris, the pilot not surviving, the air warrior not surviving. There are two squadrons of the Tejas fighter, the Flying Bullet and the Flying Dagger. It was a mixed of the two squadrons that was sent. We do not know which squadron this aircraft belonged to and the air warrior belonged to. So we'll try and get you that detail. Now let's look at the next set. Plumes of smoke and of course sand, and this is the rescue operations trying to douse the fire quickly, and despite their quick efforts in Dubai, they were unable to save the pilot. But let's try and understand the Tejas timeline. 1983, the LCA project was actually launched to replace the MiG-21. First, 1995, first technology demonstrator rolled out. 2001, the TD-1S, first successful flight. 2007, PV-3 achieved supersonic flight. 2013, first Tejas squadron is planned for the IAF. 2015, first series production aircraft delivered. 2016, number 45 squadron inducted with Tejas jets. 2019, naval variant lands on the INS Vikramaditya. 2021, 48,000 crore deal for 83 Tejas Mk1A jets has been approved. 2025, Tejas Mk1A takes a maiden sortie. Overall, 40 aircrafts right now with the Indian Air Force, two squadrons, 18 aircrafts each. But this is that slow-mo picture where in about 6-7 seconds, you see a flash, you see the cockpit shining in the sun, and then also the top of the body of the aircraft shining with the reflection of the sun. That means there was a maneuver happening. This was a maneuver, and that's where you see that flash. You see the flash and then the top of the aircraft. Now this is the underbelly. And there you go. See, did you see the aircraft? If you see it closely, it's actually doing a roll. It's doing a spin, a roll, and then it rolls back straight up, and that's when it crashes. So, but the aircraft didn't stall. The machine, the engines were on. Air Vice Marshal Nitin Vaidya, ATC expert, is with us, and Group Captain MJ Vinod also with us. My namaste and Jai Hind. Thank you very much. Sad turn of events, but Air Vice Marshal, your thoughts on what could have happened?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's a very sad accident that has happened, and my heart goes out to not just the bereaved family, but the entire Indian Air Force, because that was what the Indian Air Force was doing in terms of showcasing its prowess in front of the entire world. And that it happened at an air display, although it may not have happened, although it is something that is not unprecedented, but obviously it should have been completely not happened, or I won't say avoidable, because I'm not too certain as to what the inputs for the court of inquiry would be. But looking at the fact that Tejas aircraft has been flying for nearly a decade in the Air Force, and it has been flying virtually unblemished, except for the accident that happened in Jaisalmer, that too on a technical fault, I am quite confident that irrespective of what has actually happened in terms of accident and what the world has seen, the aircraft is a very robust and a stable aircraft, has done wonders in the previous, not only the exercises, but also the air displays that has taken part. So this requires investigation, and whatever comes out of it in terms of rectification, should there be anything, I'm sure the Air Force would take it on board and ensure that such things do not happen in the future.
Right. Vice Marshal, if you could see our screens, and we just put out the fourth video that was slow-mode and circled, the aircraft actually does a spin. There's one spin, there's a second spin, and that's when it's going dangerously close down. It's going down, and then it just turns over just 2 seconds before the belly crashes into the into the sands there. Any thoughts there, Group Captain MJ Vinod? What could have happened? Because the engine doesn't stall, you could still hear the thunder of the boosters and the of the aircraft. There is no sign of fire. There is no sign of anything that's happened, but it just goes crash into the earth.
Yeah. So let me break it down, Anand. And the moment it happened, I remember calling you to tell you that this has happened.
Yes, I was on air at that time. Gee, yeah.
I know. So, see, a couple of things. Let's break it down for the viewers. First and foremost, with the available information of visual information and the sound information, we are breaking it down. Of course, we need to wait for the official confirmation to come. But in the yesteryears, I'm a trained accident investigator.
Gee.
In the yesteryears, or when you don't find FDR, the only available information with which you go on with your inquiry is a visual and the sound information.
Right.
So, and any air accident investigator is trained to do that. So with that as the backdrop, I'm saying this without hazarding any guess. Let's look at the maneuver, like you were explaining on the TV screen so beautifully, of the fighter pilot yourself.
My knowledge is very limited. Thank you. Please go ahead, please.
So that maneuver that Tejas does is a very typical signature maneuver, which only Tejas does, which is called the negative G split. How does the negative G split work? Is that the aeroplane shows you a face like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever an aeroplane shows you a face like this, you assume the aeroplane will turn towards you. But actually, in a negative G split, the aeroplane turns away from you. It's a combat maneuver to fool the enemy pilot. It's a typical maneuver only Tejas does. So after the negative G turn, he does a split maneuver, which is called the barrel roll. You were calling it.
Yeah, the barrel roll. Yeah.
It is called, yeah. So the barrel roll, and he recovers from the barrel roll. It's such a beautiful maneuver to see. So at the entry, the nose is towards the podium or the spectators, but the aeroplane turns away and does a split. So it's very beautiful to watch. It is like an aerial ballet.
Yeah.
So that is as far as a maneuver is concerned. Secondly, and most importantly, and I've been stationed in Badmer for 6 years almost, flying in this desert terrain for hundreds of sorties, carrying out such maneuvers in real life scenario, carrying out strafing and bombing very, very close to the ground. So in the morning, you go drop a bomb or do a strafing run. But in the afternoon, when you go, the mush is very, very high. Now, let me explain the mush to the viewers.
Yeah, just 1 second. Just quickly mentioning that Raksha Mantri has also tweeted, deeply anguished at the loss of a brave and courageous IAF pilot during the aerial display in the Dubai Air Show. My heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. The nation stands firmly with the family in this tragic hour. Now, officially, viewers, how it works is we have to inform the family and then take the permission of the family whether or not the identity and the photograph of the air warrior should be divulged before that is released by the Indian Air Force, and also whether or not which squadron he was a part of, because I'm given to understand that that squadron where this incident took place, all the aircrafts will now be under scrutiny, and that squadron will be grounded until the entire court of inquiry is over and thorough inspection of the other aircrafts of that squadron are not completed, either that squadron or that batch of the Tejas MK1s. Yes, Group Captain MJ Vinod, please complete. Yeah, the mask.
Okay, so the mush I was talking about. Mush is, what is the mush? We need to understand, the viewers need to understand mush very clearly. When the aeroplane initiates the pull-out, like you correctly explained it on the screen, the nose comes up. As a pilot, I see the sky and only the sky.
Right.
All right? And but the aeroplane continues to descend before it starts to climb.
Right.
So from the time the nose has come up to the time it actually starts to climb is a finite time.
Yeah.
In that finite time, the aeroplane is actually nose up but descending.
Right.
So that is the mush. The mush is a function of two things, Anand. One is the rate at which you pulled out. Secondly, the density of the air. That is where the afternoon temperatures of the desert region kicks in. You know, I used to come and strafe in the morning, go back, come for another strafing run in the afternoon,
Right.
and you could feel the mush in the afternoon because the air of the same region at higher temperatures has become
Right.
thinner. So that is the variable which a pilot cannot see. So when he did the barrel roll and recovered, I'm sure he did exactly the same thing in the morning. But in the second run, the thinner air probably got to the pilot. And that is the danger we live with,
Well-
Anand, in the low-level aerobatics.
Right. So
but
we'll have
it has no reflection on Tejas. I'm telling you, people can Google it. In the history of aviation of the world, no single engine fighter enjoys the same safety
Right.
record as a Tejas.
As a Tejas does.
People can
I
Google.
totally agree, but we'll have to wait before we can make our assumptions based on the visual evidence, but we'll have to go by what the Court of Inquiry says. Have completely